Who would have known that there will come a month where I will spend more money on something, let's call it comic book wise, than manga? We'll get to that later. My name is Daidarius and welcome to the manga haul of June 2020. So unlike last month's manga haul, I actually managed to get my manga in time this month, so you get your video on time. So wait. Now this month is very special, but I will get to that at the end of this video. But do be warned, it is warning. This will be very special. No, but do keep in mind that it will be very special, just so you know. Now this month as well as last month, I don't have that many mangas or different type of mangas bought this month, because it turns out that most of those that I want to buy comes out next month. And in addition to that, it also seems like that some of the mangas that I'm gonna buy next month actually comes out during the end of next month. So I hope that where I'm ordering from, that they will just divide my order and send the ones available to me ASAP, and then save the other ones for the month after it. But we'll see. I will figure something out, so we will get a video next month. But anyway, let's just jump right into my manga haul. First up is Pluto Volume 2 and Pluto Volume 3. So there's not much to say about Pluto, because again, I haven't read it yet. I'm waiting until I have all 8 of these. But what I do know is that it is a different take on the Pluto arc from Astro Boy. So I believe I also said that last time. But what I didn't realize about Pluto is that the dimensions of this manga is actually a bit bigger than all normal manga. Now this is Gundam, which is also a manga I need to read in the near future, and this is Pluto. As you can see here, it is a little bit taller, and I also believe it's a little bit wider. It is, however, roughly the same amount of pages as in a normal manga, but nevertheless it is a bit bigger, and I didn't realize that at the first time, but I'm just glad. And again, the printing quality looks normal. I mean, as you might can see here, hopefully this is not a spoiler, but as you can see here, it is just looks like normal printing quality. The pages is the same quality as every other normal manga, so there's not much to it there. However, it does have some, what's called flap jacket here or something. I can't remember what it's called, but it got one of these, but it has nothing additional beneath it, unfortunately. So it's just a normal manga quality, but it does feel good in the hands, and it's because of the cover of it. It's kind of hard to explain, but I do like it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to get the rest of this series, then read it once I have read Solanin and Sondome and Pokemon Avengers and Goodnight Pun Pun. So yeah, but I will get to it before the end of this year, I hope. And next up we have Mobile Suit Gundam The Origin. Now this is volume 6, so I am officially halfway through this series. I only need 6 more and then I have completed this series, so that is a good thing. I'm slowly getting there. Now again, there's not much more I can say about this series. It feels high quality, the pages are thick and high quality. There are even color pages in here, which I do admire and appreciate, and just in general, it just feels like good solid quality in here. And I'm still also looking forward to actually reading this, and also to see if people really don't like it as much as they do. And then again, I have heard that this is one of the better Mobile Suit Gundam series, because there's also other ones like Thunderbolt, I believe, and other stuff like that. However, I'm looking forward to reading it because I've never read a Mobile Suit Gundam story before. In fact, I have not even seen an anime of it, so I just know about it. That's basically it. However, I will not be able to read this until I completed the series. I mean, I am able to read it, but I'm not gonna, because as you just heard, I have a lot of other manga that I need to read and review. So yeah, but 6 down, 6 to go, and I am looking forward to see how this series is gonna turn out. Now, technically, we're gonna get to my final entry for this month. As I said, there's not much manga I bought this month, but then again, local store hasn't been able to restock, and there is a lot of manga down there that I want to buy, but that's how it is. So, the final entry in the manga haul, Full Metal Alchemist Full Metal Edition number 9. So we are finally, and it's quite coincidental that it is this month, but nevertheless, we are halfway through the collection of this edition, which means that we actually have 2 years and 1 month until we have completed the whole collection. 2 years. Holy shit. That's a long ass time. But again, this is a high quality book. I mean, it only has, I think, 1.5 volume in it. However, it is hardcover. It has some thick pages in here. The printing quality is also quite good. And it just feels very doable and kind of expensive and high quality in your hands. It's not as heavy as Berserk and Mobile Suit Gundam, because there's not as many pages in here, but I do appreciate it, and I can't wait to read it in this edition, so there's that. And I'm also looking forward to completing this edition, because in case you haven't seen my manga collection from last year, I do have Full Metal Alchemist in the Danish edition, but it got cancelled when we got to the 19th volume, so I only have 18th of them, because I didn't want to buy the last volume since it just got cancelled. I'm just looking forward for this to actually exceed my manga collection in the Danish format. Yeah, I'm just looking forward to completing this just in general. So yeah, 9 down, 9 to go, and then we will have completed the whole series of Full Metal Alchemist. So that is basically my manga collection. Now, I do have one more special entry for this manga haul, but it is not a manga, which is also the thing that I spend more money on than the total of these 4 manga volumes. However, this is a special collection, and I do want to show it to you in this video, because I did buy it this month and it is what I'm currently reading, even though that I should be reading Solanin. We'll get to that. And it is the 10th anniversary edition omnibus collection of Blackest Night. Holy shit, this is heavy. It is over 1600 pages or something like that, and it has collected the entirety of the Blackest Night storyline from DC Comics and put them in chronological order in here. I mean, it kind of seems so at the moment while I'm reading through it, and I am this far into it, so it's like 1/3 maybe a bit over 1/3. I do really adore this edition, but yeah, it was very expensive, but then again, you do get a lot of content in here. Shit, it's heavy. Also, it has a dust jacket on it. It has this beautiful, I think it is a Dark Lantern Superman on it, but I'm not sure. And it also has something on the back, but unless you want to see it and demand that I show it to you, I'm gonna keep it as a secret if you intend to buy this. Now, I have some thoughts about this collection. First of all is that it is not very well made, and by that I mean the printing of the pages goes completely into the spine, and since it is a big fucking book, you can't really separate the sides in here of the side. You can't really separate the pages in here, which means when there's dialogue and speech bubbles in there, it becomes extremely difficult to read it, and also when there is some vital information in form of a drawing or anything between those pages there, then you can't see it. So they should really have thought about that this is a thick book, therefore we need to not print to the edge of the page that are in the spine. Just FYI, it is, yeah, that is one of my biggest issues with this collection. Also, but that just comes with the territory, but it is very hard and exhausting to read, because it is heavy as shit and you need to, hold it up and stuff like that. So, nevertheless, this edition is gorgeous and I do like the story so far, but I have a lot of comments and thoughts of the way it is told and drawn and stuff like that. However, I do think that I'm gonna review this once I am done and has put some thought into it. And it's also, maybe it's gonna be like manga versus American comics, Western comics. I'm not sure, but I do have some issues with a lot of American comics, and this just emphasizes it even more, because I just thought, well, I just read the wrong comics, but turns out that since this is 1600 pages of American comics, that up until now, no. So look forward to that. Also, this is the reason that I'm not reading through Solanin now. I mean, I am reading through it. I am 3 chapters into Solanin, but I put it on pause because I just had to read this. And the reason I bought this is because that I had my birthday this month, so I wanted to buy myself a birthday present, and I thought to myself, I've been looking on this bad boy for the past year, so I thought to myself, fuck it, let's just do it. And I am planning on buying more of these omnibuses in the future, but it's gonna be spread out a lot because it is like, what is over $100 for this one. It is set on here for $150. I didn't pay that much for it, but I still paid over $100 in my local store. So there is that. Jesus. And that is my manga haul and comic haul for June 2020. Now, do you want to see more comic book in these manga hauls as well, or do you want them in a separate video? I mean, I'm not buying a lot of comic books in one go. It's gonna be like one of these special omnibuses, and then it's gonna be one a month, but it's not gonna be every month. So how do you feel? Do you feel like they belong in here? Do you feel like they belong in their own video? I'm curious to see what you think about that. And to circle back to Solanin, I will finish reading it, but just for now, I do like the story, but it's not the type of story that I am usually seeking when reading manga. So it's gonna be an interesting read at least. And also I will complete the review at some point, but it's gonna be a bit different than the reviews I have done up until now. There's gonna be some of the same categories and points I'm gonna talk about and review out from as I've done in the past, but I'm just gonna do it differently. So look forward to it, but it's gonna take a while to actually complete that. So yeah. And at the end, did you buy any manga this month, or comic book for that matter? And if not, which one of the entries for this video do you want most? If you don't have them, of course. Whatever you think, comment below and me your thoughts. And as always, until I see you in the next video, remember to stay awesome. Bye! Oh, I need to put you on your place. Jesus Christ. Why are you gonna be so fucking heavy?